I'd like to see you before you go back. I'd like to see how you got along. So at the end of two days, she came back and, how'd you get along? Oh, fine. Oh, boy. I can hardly wait to get back and tell them. I'm so excited about what I found out. I said, I think that's great, I said. But I want to tell you one thing. I said, don't be surprised. I want to prepare you for it. They won't believe you. She said, what do you mean they won't believe me? I said, well, they don't think they can do it the way we do it down here. She said, why don't we all? I'll tell them. So she went back up there, and there was about a year or two later that Dr. Carpenter, the head of the class, who taught the class, came down on another accreditation visit down here. And he, after this accreditation visit, he came by my class. He told me about this gal coming down, and he said, we didn't believe her when she came back. We said, we thought she'd been brainwashed down there. You guys couldn't do all those things. Well, that was I know this sounds like when I relate these things, it sounds like a bring and brag session. That's what primary teachers call the share and tell, instead of share and tell, bring and brag. And what I'm relating is I was the one who happened to be there, and I'm the narrator. But it wasn't my position. This was a community in action. I was an interested spectator in how this took place. And the last story I have is the one that sometimes when I would make speeches to service clubs, I often ended up, it's kind of hard to keep from getting carried away by the enthusiasm for community colleges. And I would often say to them, well, I hope you'll excuse me for having gotten carried away a little bit, but it's very hard to talk about community colleges, and especially Rogue, without becoming enthusiastic. I said, I found out what it was like the other day when one of our administrators went to a funeral, and it was one of these funerals where people sit around in a circle and say various things about the person whose lives they're commemorating. He sat around there, and for the longest time nobody said anything. They didn't know where to begin. So he said that if nobody's going to say anything about the deceased, let me tell you about Rogue Community College. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to talk about Rogue Community College. It's been it was a tremendous experience. I guess I have one more story about one person I was introducing one time at a service club, a 747 pilot. And he was telling me in the luncheon before his presentation, he said, I have the best job in the world, he said. Best job in the world. I'm in charge of the safety of these people, getting them safely from one place to another, and I feel that responsibility, and I feel so happy when I get them in. I said, you have the next best job in the world. I said, I have the best one. I said, I take people who have lost faith in themselves and take them and do something and restore their faith in themselves. He got kind of mad at me. He didn't quite understand what I was talking about, but I understood it, and I'm glad to have had a chance to talk about it.
Well, Henry, thank you. It's been a pleasure talking with you about your experiences, and an honor that I served under you as my first job as a community college administrator, and all of us have always been very grateful to you as to how you started the college and the kind of energy you brought to the college.
Well,
you've made it a success, and we can look around and see that, and it's been just wonderful doing this with you.